Now, India are all set to take on Zimbabwe in a three-match ODI series. But in a T20 World Cup year, when you're building to that mega tournament, an ODI series doesn't really have a lot of standalone relevance. But whenever Team India plays, there's so many underlying factors, so many things that connect it to the bigger picture, which means this series also has a lot of talking points. My name is Tanay Tiwari, and today we're having a look at the top 5 players you must watch out for in this series. Now, of course, a welcome back is in order for Deepak Chahar, who's missed a lot of cricket owing to his injuries. Right before the IPL, he got injured, didn't have any cricket post that. Now he's back in India's white ball squad in this ODI series, and he has challenges aplenty. In that T20 side, where Deepak Chahar was a surety to be bowling in that power play, now that spot has been taken by Bhuvneshwar Kumar, which means Deepak Chahar, every time he runs into bowl, not only has to gain rhythm, but also has to make sure that he continues to put in performances to impress the selectors, to still stake a claim perhaps for that T20 World Cup squad. One thing that may go in favour of Deepak Chahar is the fact that Jasprit Bumrah is out injured. Harshal Patel is out injured as well, which means he has an opportunity to show that he can bowl in various phases of a game, get those miles in his legs, get those wickets column rolling, and perhaps, who knows, he may just be on that plane to Australia come the T20 World Cup. But that journey has to start right here in Zimbabwe. Shubman Gill. Now, here's a name that wasn't really around India's ODI setup all that much. Then come the West Indies series, he got an opportunity, he grabbed that opportunity with both his hands, a 98, then good half centuries there in that series as well. At the end of it, he was the player of the series in that West Indies ODI series. But he would like to go one step further in Zimbabwe because batting isn't always easiest to do in Zimbabwe on those sticky tracks, which means if he can put in good scores there, perhaps that elusive century as well for Gill, that might hold him in good stead. Also, because there's a lot of competition for that opener slot. Even in this squad, you have Ruturaj Gaikwad, you have Ishan Kishan, then there's Shikhar Dhawan himself, which means every opportunity that Gill gets, he must make full use of it, which is why you must keep your eyes out on Shubman Gill. Now, for a side that doesn't really boast of big match winners and big moments for them throughout, Sikandar Raza has been a rock for Zimbabwe in that batting order. And if his run in the recently concluded series against Bangladesh is anything to go by, where of course Zimbabwe beat Bangladesh in both the ODI and T20I series, he's in the form of his life. 2 centuries in 2 ODIs, in the 3 T20Is that he played, 2 half centuries in those 2 T20Is. He is in some purple patch of form. And if Zimbabwe's batting order has to put up resistance against India's bowling, Sikandar Raza will be a key man for the hosts. Now, Sanju Samson has been a peculiar case. He's got his opportunities, but then he's not been able to convert them down to some inconsistent performances. But to be fair, he didn't really get a lot of chances in ODIs. After his debut last year in July in Sri Lanka, he didn't really play a lot of ODI games for India. But recently, he's shown that he's got the form, he's got the touch. In Zimbabwe is an opportunity for Sanju Samson to pile some big runs and make sure that his name stays right there in that contention list. Because remember, there is a T20 World Cup coming, and every innings that you play, every impact that you create will matter in the larger picture. And that is what Sanju Samson has to keep in mind. Ishan Kishan's in white ball cricket for India is also a very interesting story. In the first half of this year, he scored a lot of runs in T20Is, but most of those runs lacked impact. The kind of impact that only Ishan Kishan can deliver, which meant that in that race to be India's T20I opener, he seems to have fallen behind. Although in the ODIs, he hasn't really got a long enough run, and it'll be interesting to see in these 3 ODIs, does the team management give Ishan Kishan a go-ahead, because there's a lot of competition for that slot. There's Ruturaj Gaikwad, there's Shubman Gill, there's of course Ishan Kishan himself, then there's the Shikhar Dhawan, so there are options aplenty. But if he gets a go, Ishan Kishan would not only want to score big runs in Zimbabwe, but also kind of deliver the impact that only Ishan Kishan can. Will he, won't he? Remains to be seen. That's our list then of the top 5 players to watch out for in the Zimbabwe versus India ODI series. Of course, remember, the series begins on the 18th of August in Harare, all 3 ODIs, will be played at the same ground. Would your list look different though? Would you have other names in your players to watch out for list? If you have, don't forget to share it with us. We're across all social media platforms and we'll be waiting to hear from you.